Howdy, y'all. I am Adam the Renaissance Nerd, and welcome to part 2 of my video series concerning the leftist assault on tabletop role playing games. In my first video, I showed you that in 2020, a concerted effort, a concentrated focus was done by leftist, Marxist, SJW, woke, intersectional identitarians to change Dungeons and Dragons, the premier, the most recognizable version of tabletop role playing games. What did they want to change? Well, Dungeons and Dragons needed to be modernized for a more precious, snowflake infested audience. Racist tendencies needed to be made better. They were problematic. They needed to be modernized. So they went about. Wizards of the Coast bent the knee, made changes to lore, and real gamers walked away. Real gamers walked away because that's what we do when we don't like something. We take what we do like, we move on, and we tinker with it. We make it our own. And we don't give it a second thought because we don't care. We're just there to have fun. Meanwhile, as I said, the SJW Wokies stroll in, set up shop, and change things. Why? I theorize because get them while they're young. Get the children, get the youth, who are the first ones to come in and play it, to play these games. Because thinking they're just there to have fun, have an adventure in a world of fantasy and science fiction and adventure. That's not what SJWs like. To the SJWs, the world is all that matters. The real world rules all. And to operate in that world, SJWs look through specific lenses: race, gender, sexuality, political ideology, many times all at once. They took it over with the intent, is my belief, with the intent to indoctrinate the young, to feed them subtly and dangerously through what was once just a place to have fun and adventure, to give them dangerous ideology so that they grow up suddenly thinking that way. One day they come out in their 20s and they've been playing these games, and these games have been telling them that you have to think a certain way when it comes to race, gender, sexuality, and politics. They've won then. They've indoctrinated a generation. That's my theory. And it's happening because we have walked away. Like I said, gamers, we take what we like and we move on to something else. We tinker, we create our own thing. Today's video focuses on what has happened now in 2021 when gamers walked away. When we took our dice, we took our ideas, we took our creativity, and we walked away. How did the fake gamers, as I will call them, the fake gamers, how did those in control of the industry now, how did they deal with that? They went to the shills. They went to social media, they went to platforms to create a new version of gaming, to show off this is how gaming is done, to basically take away the heart and soul of what it meant to play a tabletop role-playing game. Once upon a time, when you were a young lad or lass, and you walked up to that table, and you picked up your dice for the first time, had your pencil and paper, your character sheet ready, the only thing that kept you from having the best possible time, your imagination. Tabletop role-playing games are only limited by your imagination. Actual gamers, when it's time to make their character, the first thing they do, backstory. You come up with the backstory for your character. And from there, you decide what you're going to be. You choose your class, you choose your race, you choose your skills, abilities, spells. You focus on the stats that you feel will most be effective and how you want to play. That's how real gamers do it. We don't prescribe to a specific set of predetermined builds. This isn't a video game. In video games, MMOs, RPGs, team-based games where your stats matter because you must contribute to the overall victory, the overall success when you're joining a public group or you're part of a private group that wants to succeed. You must build a character based on maximizing and minimizing your stats, skills, and abilities. In video games, that's how it works. Nothing wrong with that. That's how you win. That's generally how you have fun too, because winning is fun. But in a tabletop RPG, that's not how you do it. But these fake gamers who are also fake video gamers, these fake TTRPGers, they think that that's how you do it, that the only way to win, the only way to have a good time is to be not only the bestest ever, but to do it the same all the time. No free thinking. Because SJWs don't know what free thinking is. All they get is their hive mind download, told how to do things, told how to behave. So here you have, I noticed these in 2021, these articles on CBR, on Screen Rant, across everything. These were the articles that got me thinking, what's going on here? Whenever I made a character, I never needed to be told what were the right feats, what were the best versions, this and that. I just did it however I wanted to do it and had fun with it. Because it's about the journey, not the destination. It's about playing with your friends, having a good time, making memories, and trial and error to see what works, to see if your character will be successful and grow, and then maybe come back and do a little differently next time. Not to simply plug in the max-min requirements to get your best version of your best class. But here's the engine. As I said, this is the engine. The shills, the social media, the engine to show this is what modern gaming is. This is modern gaming. It isn't problematic anymore because all you have to do is follow our suggestions. No, more like follow our rules to be the bestest player ever because, again, we're dealing with a participation trophy generation who are never allowed to fail. Part of playing a game is sometimes failing. Your character, your choices, they may not work out. The DM may have made the difficulty level just a little bit too much and maybe it just didn't quite work. And you got yourself killed. It happens. It's happened to me before. I've had to make new characters in the middle of a campaign when one character died because I got stupid. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes failure makes you do something better. But again, this is a generation that hasn't had to face failure, have everything handed them, all told they're the bestest ever. So you get articles like this to tell you how to be the bestest ever. How to build a Dungeons and Dragons most powerful rogue, artificer, multi-class. Dex and intelligence are your core stats. Best races. Best subclasses. Leveling the rogue. Best feats to choose, best spells to choose. There's a pattern to that. How to build the best arcane archer, maximize the dexterity and intelligence, best race, best feats, best shots. Let's keep going. How to build the most powerful cleric. Look familiar? Best stats, best races, best whatever, religion, feats, spells, prayers, whatever, how to be a paladin, or third paladin, you see it. How to do it. Then, how do skills work? Do you see what this is? The SJW method. No creativity, no uniqueness. Everything must be done as you are told. That's how fake gamers write. They see this like a video game. That shows you they don't understand the basic principles, the basic formula, the foundation of what it means to have a freewheeling adventure. What if you want to be a rogue that doesn't have good dexterity? What if your backstory is all about the fact that your rogue is a fumbling goof? They have the bare minimum to do the job. Their dex is low, their agility is low, they don't quite have it, but their luck is maxed out. That's their skill. That's their story. They are a thief who can't do actual good thieving, but they are just so damn lucky somehow it always seems to work out. They have skills and abilities that are crafted not around being maybe the best lock picking or the best creeping, the best gymnastic feats. Maybe it's all about crafted around lucky rolls, lucky this, luck that, this. You understand that's the freedom of a real character created, not prescribing to what you're told how to be the best ever. You understand? That's what a real tabletop RPG is for a player. And for a DM, DMs are not asking what are the best monsters to use. They're not asking, they're not going to Twitter to get ideas. They're not asking what the best spells to use are. They're not asking what are the best low-level monsters to use. This is fake gamer crap. Because remember, these are SJWs, and SJWs, social media, Twitter, that is the real world. Everything for them comes back to the real world. They don't understand that people, players, do not need to see themselves. They don't need to have themselves perfectly represented in the game they're playing. And that means race, gender, sexuality, and political ideology, especially in these worlds where there are dozens, if not hundreds, of different races to choose from. You play these games to get away from the real world, but SJWs want this stuff grounded in the real world. They're not here to have fun. They're here to assert their agenda on everything. They're here to indoctrinate you and then call you names, try to cancel you when you disagree. Tabletop Simulator removes global chat following user outrage over alphabet community terms being banned to avoid negative uses. So apparently, this company, Berserk Games, had created a tabletop simulator where people can create their own board games or even recreate official titles and play with others online, along with a selection of chess, poker, and basic games. Essentially, you can recreate your tabletop experience if you do not happen to be around your player group anymore for either maybe natural distance reasons or the situation of the world we currently live in. Just supposed to have fun, guys. It's just a nice virtual setting where we can still have fun with each other. But this fake gamer crowd that has been put in this vehicle through articles like this, through social media, they're not here to have fun. They're here to make you bow to their agenda. When a individual entered a chat claims that they were told, when they told others of their sexuality and attempted to discuss their sexuality, they were immediately kicked from the global chat. Because apparently Berserk Games tried to set up a situation where this kind of thing wouldn't happen. Because people, real gamers, don't think like this. We're not coming in there to talk about my sexuality, my representation, my inclusion, my diversity. We're not coming in there to talk about that stuff. We're coming here to play games, have fun. SJWs aren't here to have fun. They're here to push their agenda, their real world nonsense into everything. And when you don't agree, you get attacked, you get denounced. And of course, these guys bent the knee. They bent the knee because they don't realize that if you don't pay attention to these people, they have no power because they are just cowards behind keyboards. But they've got this power because the real gamers, we walked away. We walked away. We just took what we liked and went off and played our own thing because that's what we've always done. We just want to play our games. We don't care about any of that stuff. We're just here to have fun. And we can't be blamed for that, but we have to now take responsibility that these people have invaded the space. They are corrupting the type of gaming that we love. And if left alone, they will continue to push and recreate it so that an entire generation and generations beyond will grow up thinking that you don't have the freedom to create a character the way you want. You have to prescribe to these specific details if you want to have a good time and be the bestest ever. You must talk a certain way, behave a certain way. Otherwise, you will be banned. You will be canceled. They will grow up thinking that race, gender, sexuality, and politics have to be in everything because they were indoctrinated, because it was in all this stuff, subtly, secretly, dangerously. We have to stand back up and say, no, you cannot destroy our games, be it video games or tabletop role-playing games. They cannot be allowed to destroy this stuff. And how do we stop it? Well, we'll talk about that in the next video. For now, I will just say, don't spend money on this. Shine a light on it. Talk about it. Write articles. Make videos. Get involved. Do not let them control the narrative, because we have a narrative of our own. Playing games is about having fun. It's about using your imagination where the sky's the limit. And it doesn't matter what your race, gender, and sexuality are, because you can be whatever you want to be. There was never a lock on this door. There was never a gate closed to anybody. Tabletop RPGs was and always will be about freedom of expression. All right, I'm done. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, a like would be appreciated. If you're new here, I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I'm going to earn your trust and support through facts and logics. I'm not here to be everybody's friend, because facts don't care about your fifis. Hit the notification button, share my videos if you like what I'm preaching, and by all means, leave a comment. You don't have to agree with me on every single word I've said. You can have a different opinion. We can still find common ground and get along, because that's what normal people do. We are not stands. We are not SJWs who are cowards behind keyboards. I don't care what they think. I will never care what they think, despite their dearest wish for me to pay attention to them. Because if we don't pay attention to them, they have no power and they will fade away. Thank you again for watching this video. Take it easy. Thanks for watching, everyone. I don't do Facebook. I will never do Twitter. If you want to reach out to me, email me at therennerd@gmail.com. I'm on Getter now, @therennerd, the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS, and you can also follow me on Odyssey @TheRenaissanceNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.